Hi everyone, welcome back to a new Mr. Organic video. Today I'm sharing a recipe for a chickpea and lentil meatless loaf with a ketchup glaze. First, make a flaxseed egg replacement by taking 3 tablespoons of water in a small bowl and then adding 1 tablespoon of ground flaxseed to it. Give it a good mix together and set it to the side to soak. Drizzle a couple of tablespoons of Mr. Organic's extra virgin olive oil into a large pan on a low to medium heat. Next, peel and finely chop 2 shallots and add those into the pan. Then mince 3 cloves of garlic and add those into the pan too. Fry the shallots and garlic off until soft, and meanwhile take a stick of celery and a small carrot. Finely chop the stick of celery, then peel the carrot and finely chop that too. Add the celery and carrot into the pan and cook those off until they begin to soften. Roughly mince 100 grams of chestnut mushrooms next and add those into the pan too. Then fry everything off until soft, and the mushrooms in particular are well cooked. Next, add in a tablespoon of chopped fresh rosemary, a tablespoon of minced fresh thyme, and a tablespoon of chopped fresh sage with a good pinch of sea salt, and give those a good stir through the pan. Take a jar of Mr. Organic's Italian organic tomato puree. This is salt and sugar free and is made using Mr. Organic's very own juicy sun-ripened organic Italian tomatoes. Add 1 heaped tablespoon to the pan. Pour in 2 tablespoons of vegan Worcester sauce. Add in a teaspoon of white miso paste and a teaspoon of soy sauce. Then mix the tomato puree well through the pan and continue to fry everything off for another couple of minutes. Next, take a can each of Mr. Organic's organic chickpeas and organic lentils. Drain off the chickpeas well and then add those into a food processor. Give them a good pulse until they break up. Then drain the lentils in a sieve and give them a gentle rinse under running water. Shake them off and add those to the pulsed chickpeas in the food processor. Pulse a couple more times to blend the chickpeas and lentils together. The mixture should be looking well combined like this. Add the blended chickpea and lentil mixture to the pan with the vegetables, along with half a cup of oat flour, then the flaxseed egg replacement made at the beginning, as well as another good pinch of sea salt and a good crack of black pepper. Combine everything well together in the pan until it all comes together. Preheat the oven to 180 degrees Celsius, then take a loaf tin or baking dish, line it with a trimmed sheet of parchment paper and brush the sides that aren't covered with a little oil. Place the chickpea and lentil loaf mixture into the lined loaf dish and pack it down solidly using a spatula. Next, make the ketchup glaze by taking a small bowl and Mr. Organic's Italian organic ketchup. Again, this is made with Mr. Organic's own sun-ripened tomatoes with more than 30 juicy Italian tomatoes in each bottle. Pour 1/3 cup of the ketchup into the bowl. Then also pour in 2 tablespoons of maple syrup and a tablespoon of balsamic vinegar. Then combine it together well until nice and smooth. Pour the ketchup glaze over the top of the loaf and using a pastry brush, spread it out evenly. Place the chickpea and lentil loaf in the oven to bake for 35 to 40 minutes, and once baked, remove it from the oven and leave it to cool slightly before slicing it up into 8 to 10 slices. Serve the chickpea and lentil loaf hot with a side of roasted vegetables. It's also great garnished with some fresh herbs such as rosemary or thyme. The loaf itself is moist and has a wonderful texture alone from the chickpeas, the lentils and vegetables, and the ketchup glaze made with Mr. Organic's Italian organic ketchup is tangy yet slightly sweet and gives the loaf yet another element of deep tomatoey flavour, but the loaf also works wonderfully with a rich gravy poured over it. Serve this chickpea and lentil meatless loaf as a hearty autumn or winter dish to family and friends to show just how delicious and versatile chickpeas and lentils can be.